Okay, hi everyone. Again, I'll introduce myself. My name's Tammy, and I teach qigong, yoga, breathwork, and meditation. Welcome to the second session of our Radiance Wellbeing journey. Today, we're going to talk, have a theme of nourishing. So last week was grounding, moving the energy down into the earth, bringing that very solid, stable feeling into your body, mind, and emotions. And today is all about nourishing ourselves, self-care, compassion, kindness to ourselves. So let's, we make a start. Everyone's comfortable on their bolster. If you're at home, as we did last week, or if you're new, we get a cushion, a bolster, a block, something to prop ourselves up on, to sit on. If you have trouble with your ankles and knees, you can always sit on a chair at any point in this class, whatever feels comfortable and pain-free for you. You don't have to be on the ground. There's always an option to sit on a chair at any given point in time. And so let's start to ground ourselves. We do always start with grounding. And you might want to move the flesh of the buttocks away so you've got a bit more stability. Just feel how that feels. Feel the weight of the hips moving down. This has to be very comfortable, easy, and pain-free for you. The bend of the knees. So you may need to come up, you may need to put your legs forward, whatever's comfortable for you. We start with the shoulders coming up, back, and down. So we've got a nice long spine. The hands can be placed downwards or upwards, whatever feels comfortable. There's a slight tuck in the chin so that, so I'll just get centered, so that the back of the neck is long and the crown of the head is towards the sky. And so for today's nourishing practice, I just want to talk about it a little bit before we start our exercises and our breath work. So it's important to take time for self-care. And when we nourish ourselves, it's about having that compassion and kindness for our own self, to really consciously commit to that. So when we treat ourselves with kindness, compassion, and care, we create this wellspring of this reservoir of resilience. We're often not taught that when we're young. And as they say in the airplane, you put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you tend to anybody else. You need to fill your own wellspring. And that way that you have the reservoir to then give out to others. And so today's nourishing practice is about every movement, every breath, every heartbeat. We bring our mind into our body with compassion, care, and kindness. We don't overstretch, we don't push ourselves too much. We want to luxuriate. We want to bathe and kind of marinate in this lovely feeling of moving the body, moving the breath, and creating that mindful ease in body, mind, and spirit. I'm going to start off with something called a relaxing breath. And so that is taught by Dr. Andrew Weil from the University of Arizona, or is it Arizona State? One of the two. He is one of the key integrative medicine doctors in the United States. He's probably called father, the grandfather. And this relaxing breath is a count of 4 in through the nose. You hold the breath for 7 counts and you breathe out for 8 through the mouth. I'll just demonstrate it. And there's a reason why you do this. It is calming the nervous system. When you hold the breath, it activates the vagus nerve, which sends a signal up that goes from the brain through all of the organs, down to the diaphragm, to the digestive organs, then it goes back up to the brain saying you're safe, all is well. You don't have to be hypervigilant or scared or afraid. All is as it should be. And so holding the breath and then breathing out allows us to activate that vagus nerve and create this calming. It's almost like a sedative, dare I say. He says that himself. So I'll demonstrate it once and then I'll count us through. And we'll only do 4 now, and then we'll do 4 at the end before we go down into our meditation. So we take a breath in through the nose. I'll try and count it while I'm doing it. So in through the nose, hold for 7, and out through the mouth. 8. When you breathe out, you kind of make a fluffing sound. You can put your tongue behind the top teeth and just breathe out like that. And that's a very calming signal. So we're only going to do it 4 times. So I will count it through. Breathe in through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we breathe in again through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. I think let's just do 3 for now. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and just relax. Just allow the body to go back to normal. You can take a few deep breaths in and out. One last deep breath in. And I want you to sit for a few moments and observe the mind and the body. Do you suddenly feel calmer? Is the mind softer? How do you feel after this? You may feel a little lightheaded. Tap in, tune into that feeling, bringing you right into the heart of self-care, compassion, and kindness for yourself. And if your eyes were closed, just gently blink them open. Come back to this moment. And so we've brought ourselves from the outside world into this room, into this body, into this moment, into the practice. And that's how we're beginning our nourishing session today. So we will now come up to our standing, and I always like to do it very carefully. So turn your hands over to the side, come onto all fours. And if you can tuck your toes under and press yourself up, if you need the help of the wall or a chair, push up. And then if you come onto your heels, put your hands on your thighs and push yourself up very gently, very slowly. Move the bolster away to the side, and we'll bring it back for our meditation session. And I'll get myself in position so that the people at home can see me. And also for that breath, just remember we're going to do it now and at the end, and then I'm going to ask you to maybe try it a couple of times during the week that's coming, and then report back and see how that can help you sleep at night. It can help you if you're anxious, if you're upset. You just practice that breath 3 or 4 times, and it suddenly just brings you into a state of calm, softness. So we start with the feet hip distance apart, fan the toes up and out, and press them down onto the mat. So we try and press the feet into the mat so that we engage all of the leg muscles. You can feel the shins, the calves, the quads, the hamstrings, even slightly engage the glutes, slightly engage the abs, not too much. And we'll bring our shoulders up, back and down. We'll start in mountain pose. Take some breaths here, and now soften everything. Now that you're in alignment, just soften, take a few breaths, come into the body in the standing position. Breathe here. Notice, do you feel quite alive in this lovely standing position with the spine tall? There's a liveliness about the body after having been grounded. We now rise up. And we will start with our qigong whole body shaking. I always like to start with this. So we gently just start to shake the body. And we're bending at the ankles, the knees, the hips, the torso, shaking out the arms. Slightly move the head side to side. And if you want to see the side view, it's a very, very gentle shaking. Last week, we struck the heels onto the ground to get that very grounded feeling. But this shaking you can do any time of the day, just to move out that stuck energy, get the lymph system flowing, feeling an aliveness, and keep on breathing through it. And from now on, if you feel comfortable, you can breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Keep connected to the breath, keep connected to the body, and shake out through the joints. The joints are stuck in the morning. We want to get them limbered up, lubricated, hydrated with that beautiful synovial fluid that is going to rush to those joints as we move them so that they articulate. We're making the lymph system flow just under the skin imperceptibly. That takes away all the toxins. Keep on breathing. And now gently just slow down and stop and pause and feel. Can you feel a little bit of aliveness, tingling? Is the breath up in the head? How do your feet feel? The skin, under the skin. We're coming back to our bodies again and again. Get to know the body, get to know the feeling of each movement and how your body reacts to it. And now if the eyes are closed, gently open them. We make the feet slightly wider, so hip distance apart. And we're going to do our spinal twirling. So the knees are very soft. Let's start with the hands on the hips. And what we want to do is we want to move the torso and not really move the hips and knees too much. We're just twirling so that the spine moves from the tailbone through to the crown of the head. And we also turn the neck to look behind. These movements seem incredibly simple, incredibly maybe just gentle, too gentle perhaps, but that's what the body is craving. We're craving these beautiful, slow, mindful movements. And we keep the shoulders kind of, maybe find out how your shoulders are. We want the shoulders to be, parallel to the floor. And now we can bring the arms in. And so we just let the arms go and let them float like little propellers, and maybe they'll strike the front of the body, the back of the body, waking up that lower energy center. And we look behind us. And so make sure that the knees are taking that little bit of impact that is coming through the twist from the middle of the body. Keep on breathing through it. Anytime you feel tired, please feel free to take a seat. And if you're sitting, you can still do this. Anything that is done at the top of the body, keep on doing it. In qigong, we do a lot of standing, and it can be that the legs get fatigued, and there's nothing wrong with that. one can always sit. And so we're looking around and just allowing those arms to freely float. It's almost a feeling of liberation, like we're getting ready to lift off with these propellers. And bring the mind into the body, bring the mind into the feet, the legs, the torso, the shoulders. Really inhabit the body. You may want to slightly engage the abs so that you don't over compensate in the lower back. And again, this is a moving meditation breath work, so keep on breathing, keep on bringing the mind into the body. And we will, in 3, in 2, in 1, we will just stand still again. And we're going to Wuji. So we've got a light horse stance, which means the knees are bent, the tailbone is down, the crown is towards the sky, and we leave a little bit of space in our armpits, and the hands and the palms face back, and then we soften. And again, we want to feel for the quality of the energy, the temperature under the skin, the texture. Is there flow? Even though you're standing, can you feel energy flowing? And if you do, where do you feel it? And be kind and gentle to yourself. And we'll do one last dispersing, scattering exercise before we go into our standing strength. So here we have the feet are hip distance apart, and we breathe up and we draw our hands up and we look up and we stretch up. As we're breathing in, we're stretching the whole of the front of the body, and then we let go and we let our arms swing, and we breathe out through the mouth. And just let them swing a couple of times, and it's like we're throwing out that stagnant energy, everything that doesn't serve us, just let it go. And in 3, 2, and 1, we gently, gently rise up, stretch up, allow the front of the body to stretch, look up, stretch up, breathe in, and then we breathe out. And then we keep on breathing in and out, throw it away, back to the earth, create that beautiful circulation in the joints, in the body, in 3, 2, and 1, and we breathe up and we breathe in and we look up and we stretch up and we breathe out and let it go. Keep on breathing through it, in and out. So letting go, letting go, letting go. 3, 2, 1, and last one up. Stretch up, stretch, feel that beautiful stretch all the way from the hips, all the way up the chest, up, 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 and let go. Just keep on shaking it out, letting it go. And then gently rise up, gently come back to Wuji, and see how this feels a little different from the last 2 exercises. Maybe the heart is beating a little faster, the breath is a little stronger, quicker than it was when we first started. We're being kind to ourselves. We're noticing all of these micro changes in energy, so we can get like a vocabulary for what's going on with the body and how it's connected to the movement and the mind, how the body movement, how the physiology changes the psychology. And then we can learn how to gain a little bit more control. Okay, let's just shake it out. So from here, we will go into our standing strength, but we always do our joint mobilization before that. So let's start with the hips. So feet are wider than hip distance, hands on hips, and we're going to do the hip circles. And so this is, again, this is the one where we luxuriate, we marinate in that feeling like we're stirring soup in a pot, like, ooh, it's like a beautiful, thick kind of soup, and we're moving through molasses. And so we're getting that very smooth, gliding, flowing feeling. So we're bending through the ankles, through the knees, through the hips. The shoulders are getting a little bit of a movement as well. We're breathing through it. And you can go very shallow if there's any catching in the back. And in 3, 2, and 1, let's gently, gently reverse. And so depending on how you feel and how you're listening to your body, and every day we're different, you can be very, very small circles, you can be deeper circles. It's all your choice. I'm just giving you a guidance, and you must listen to your body and just follow what, sometimes the body just leads you. Like you'll be here and you're thinking, oh, wow. And then it's just moving in the way that it wants to move. So we get this kind of massage of these internal organs. They're getting a bit of space, a little bit of love, digestive organs. And let's stop on 3, 2, and 1, and then we'll go down to the knees. So we bring the feet parallel, closer to maybe like a hand width apart, and depends. If you're sore here, keep it wider. Now, there are a couple of positions with the hands. You cup your palms and put them on the knee, but if you have back issues, please feel free to stay up here. And we're going to twirl. And so as we twirl the knees, and you can go as slow as you like, slow and fast, both are very good. Each has its own purpose. And again, you can go deep, you can go shallow, you can put your hands up near the, like the hips, not the hips, the thighs, closer to the groin, and you can really make it a very small circle, or you can come back down. There's no one right way. And everything is good because we're moving. And in 3, 2, and 1, we'll gently, gently reverse. We don't want to make any jerky movements. And also, again, we're bringing the mind into the body. Okay, put the mind into the feet. How beautiful. The feet are getting this little massage. As the ankles turn, all the little bones in the feet are moving one way and the other. All the flesh, the skin. Just as we do these exercises, we must protect our lower back, and we will engage the abs a little bit so that we're not relying on that lower back to really take the burden. How did the shins feel? There's a little bit of a shin stretch, calf stretch. Feel the quads under your palms maybe. Feel the hamstrings, the glutes. And in 3, 2, and 1. And we stay down here and we bend and stretch. So we're bending as if we're sitting, and then we stretch. So we stretch the hamstrings, and you can be as shallow as you like. You can do it very, very gently, or you can do it deeply, and it's all good. Keep on breathing. You can keep your back further up if you like, and keep it the back up, and just the main idea is just to slightly get a bit of movement. So if there's pain, just feel free to very gently rock. Otherwise, we're bending and stretching, and we're getting those hamstrings nice and softened with this. And in 3, 2, and 1, let's keep our hands on our thighs and gently push ourselves up through the feet, through the leg muscles, up to standing. Shake it out. So for the, and we've got to do our shoulders. I often forget that. So let's We make a little beak with our fingers and we put it on like the collarbones. The beak is going to move out. It's just to start with. We start with a beak, and then, you know, the fingers do move out, but that's fine. And then we bring the elbows in, up, out, back, round, and down. And as we come up, we breathe in, arch the back, and as we come down, we breathe out as we fold over. Up, in, out, and down. And if the folding doesn't suit you, just keep upright. But if you want to get a little extra spinal lubrication and movement, we kind of make a C shape as we go down, and then we arch. So if you know yoga, this is like a cat. No, this is cow. And in 3, 2, and 1, let's meet in the middle and then go the other way. So the elbows go up, forward, and down. And again, anytime we're expanding and stretching, we breathe in. Anytime we're folding, we breathe out. Just, it's easier that way because we're already pushing onto the diaphragm to push the air out, and we're stretching and increasing that lung capacity. And try and do this in a very, very gentle, smooth motion. If we don't want to overstretch, we don't want to put the body into like a stress zone. We want to go as far as we can, but in a very soft, gentle, compassionate way. Breathe up and in, down and out. And let's finish this in 3, in 2, and 1. And we breathe up, in, out, and down, and release. There's one last neck and wrist exercise that I want to do before we start to go into a little bit more of the energetic work, the energizing work is, I'm not sure if I did this with you last time, but we bring the hands out and there's a slight bend in the elbow and the wrists are cocked back. And we just move the shoulder, the neck from side to side, from shoulder to shoulder. And please only use that range of motion that is comfortable. You can feel like the chin is scraping the shoulder, and then the ear goes to the back of the shoulder. And at any point, if you get tired, you can always sit down and do all of these exercises sitting down, because there is a lot of standing. And now we twist our wrists at the same time. So this is a bit of coordination. So as we're going around, we twist our wrists almost like a flamenco dance. We do the twisting of the wrists so that we get a full rotation of the wrists with the fingers. You know, like sometimes you see in those Balinese dances, those different classical dances from the Eastern traditions, or even Spanish, Arabic, whatever. So we're actually articulating all of the fingers and all of the little teeny weeny bones and in the wrist and the hands. And we'll finish in 3, in 2, in 1, and release. Just see how your neck is feeling. Is it okay? Does it need a rub? Like sometimes this can exacerbate. You want to be very careful with the neck. Only don't ever push it further than it needs to go. And so you might just need a little rub down, just soften up all of those tight muscles. Okay. So we're going to do 1 qigong standing strength and then 1 yoga standing strength. So we'll start with goddess pose. Goddess pose is where we have the feet wider than hip distance and the toes are kind of at a 45-degree angle. And it's like a squat position. So we'll flow with the squat and then we'll hold it. And then we can also, we want to flow both up and down and also from side to side. So we'll do a few rounds of squatting and holding, and then side to side and holding. And so this again is a very nourishing pose for the, for the reproductive organs, for the digestive organs. We're bringing up the heat and the energy into this part of the body and bringing that blood flow and bringing a sense of a mini kind of cardio, if you want to call it. So the blood is going to come to the heart. We're going to breathe through it. So we breathe through the nose, out through the nose, or in through the nose, out through the mouth, whatever's comfortable to you. So let's start with hands on hips. And we will just do our squat flow for 10. So let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Just keep your back upright. 4, 3, 2. Abs are engaged, glutes are engaged. 1. And then as we come down the next time, we bring our arms into the goddess arms. And wherever you are comfortable, you may want to stay here. You may want to go deeper for 10, 9, 8. And just align the body so it's comfortable. 6, 5, 4. Engage the abs, engage the glutes. 2, 1. And then gently, gently, gently rise up. And we put the hands on the hips again, and we'll do the side to side. Just getting into those knees, because you hold quite a bit of the knees in the goddess. And so this brings an extra amount of hydration into the knees at this point. Keep on breathing through it. If that hold for 10 is difficult, please rise out of it or take a seat. Hold it as long as you can. And we'll finish in 3, in 2, in 1. And then let's meet in the middle. Please only go as deep as is comfortable. If you want to stay here and do it, all well. If you want to go deeper, we engage the abs, engage the glutes. Spine is long. And we'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep on pulling in the abs, pulling in the glutes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And gently, gently, gently rise. Let's just go into mountain pose for a few moments of breath. So feet are hip distance apart, and we're bringing the shoulders up, back and down, and the palms are towards the thighs. And just feel, is the heartbeat a little faster? Is the breath a little faster? Is there warmth? Is there little beads of sweat coming? What's happening? How does it feel? And how do you feel now compared to when you first entered the class? When you got into the car this morning? Just acknowledge the care that you're taking to bring yourself here, moving, breathing, being mindful. And gently release. So we'll do our martial arts boundary today. I think we don't need to necessarily do, or maybe we will do it actually, because if we get rid of the anger and frustration, that's compassion and care. Okay, I wasn't going to do it. I was going to be soft today, but there's no harm. So the feet are wider than hip distance apart, and we get into our horse stance. So it's like sitting on a horse. So the spine is long. We're not kind of going forward. We're not leaning back. We're trying to keep the natural curvature of the spine. And we bring our hands, the pinky finger to the middle finger are tucked, and we're making an L shape, and we breathe here. Getting into that state of mind, strength, compassion, care, kindness, and power, and sovereignty. And we breathe in and we rise up and open up the chest, fill the chest with air, and we do our boundary pose, which is pushing through and out through the mouth. Rise up, pull up, and out through the mouth. So this is where, again, it's a kind of a moving meditation. We bring the energy into the chest, we push it out, we create that boundary of what is acceptable and not acceptable in our world. We create that space. Start to feel the power and the sovereignty. And then this is the last one with the boundary. And as we pull in, this time we're going to punch out, and we're going to punch out with a huh sound, right? And that is getting everything out that doesn't need to be in there. So let's breathe in again. And bring your mind into your body. Whatever adjectives come into mind, whatever words come into mind, just bring them into your mind. If you want that power, that strength, compassion, and care, courage, dominion, strength, power, compassion, care. Last two. Last one. And then gently, 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 we go back into the horse stance. Feel what we feel. Is there a buzzing? Is there an energy rising? What's happening? Is it a little uncomfortable? Just notice, and then gently rise up and release. So from here, we've got a little bit of time. We're going to now gather the energy back in, create a little bit more softness, and then we'll go down for our breath and meditation. So feet are hip distance apart. We'll do the embracing the tiger and returning to the mountain. So we embrace the tiger, we get the energy in, and then the mountain is still. So where do we start? Sorry, knees. And we gently, like we're on a floating lake, skimming the lake, the hands go into reverse prayer, up, and then they twirl around and we push out with the knife edge. We create semicircles, like there's a big rainbow up and above. And then we bring that energy like an energy ball to the navel, feel it, and then we push out across the lake. And as we bring our hands, the backs of the palms come up in a reverse prayer. And then we twirl it and push out the knife edge, move it around, bring it through, and breathe into the center. We breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and breathe into the navel. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and then we breathe into the navel. Out, in, out, in. Allow this to be a beautiful breath meditation. Breathe in, out, in, out, in, out. Breathe in. Last two. Out, in, back of the hands. Push forward. Breathe out and down. One last one. And we just stand here and feel, is there a warmth and energy behind the navel? Feel that lower energy center. We'll end with pulling down the heavens. So the hands go parallel to the floor. We lift up like this sticky, 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 like magnetic pull, flip up, look up, rise up, and shower the heavenly sky energy down through the body, feeling it soothing with a huge feeling wave of kindness and compassion for ourselves, nourishing. Rise up, gather the energy from the earth, from the sky, bring it down and allow it to nourish every cell, every organ, every tissue of the body, into the mind, into the soul. Last time here, gather. Showering, cascading those nourishing energies, kindness and care for ourselves, so that we may have kindness and care for others, and release. And then we bring our hands back, feel the energy behind the hands, behind the navel, and gently release. So what I want to do now is let's go down for our meditation and see if you can do that breath lying down, the relaxing breath. So we will put the bolster under our knees, and again, depending on how comfortable you are. Carrie, did you want a smaller bolster under your head? You can just get that. You can take mine. So sometimes the head isn't that comfortable being on the ground, so please feel free, or you could use a cushion actually, but anyway. Yeah, here we go. So take some time to get yourselves set up, and please, when you make your way down, be very careful of how you do it. I'll turn the lights off. Last time I forgot to turn the lights off. And it's not all that. It depends. Do you want to lie down and see? I'll fix it for you. Or do you want the smaller one?
I think I would like to.
Yep. Here we go. Just under your knees. Is that good? And do you want a cushion under your head, or are you sure?
I like being flat.
Yeah. All right, good. So everyone just wiggle around, get comfy. I'm going to try and close the curtains, but earlier today I tried to close them. Oh, good. This is working well. Just to get that last little bit of sunshine out. They get kind of stuck. I'm sorry. See if I can close the curtain. So anybody at home, get your bolsters, cushions, whatever you need to feel comfortable in your lying down position for our breath work and meditation. And I can even show you an alternative. You can put a rolled up mat underneath your knees if you don't have anything there. And so as we are lying down, make sure that the whole of the back from the shoulders to the hips are comfortable. And let's come into that relaxing breath. We're only going to practice it like maybe 3 or 4 times. So as long as you're comfortable, your hands can be either on your belly, or they can just be gently by your side with the palms up, the feet about hip distance apart or wider, and let the feet splay out. And so let's practice that relaxing breath. We breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And breathe out through the lips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now breathe in for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And breathe out through the lips. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one last round. Breathe in for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And breathe out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now just allow the breath to come to its regular pattern. It's free and easy. Soften the breath, soften the skin. So we want to soften, relax the whole body from the crown of the head through the face, the shoulders, through the neck. Soften through the jaw, the forehead and the eyebrows. Soften the lips. Allow the back to melt into the floor. Soften all of the torso. Allow the hips and pelvis to be heavy. The thighs to be loose and limp. Relax the shins and the calves, soles of the feet. So I'm going to talk to you about nourishing, which starts by taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So this meditation creates a warm and inviting space to nourish the body, mind, and emotions. It paves the way to rekindle your connection to your own intuitive guidance. And it's a beautiful reminder that everything you need is already within you. So just take a brief moment to check in as we begin the practice. Notice any areas of the body that are tense or are holding. Soften those areas. Adjust them as needed. And as you bring awareness to the entire body, breathe in and allow the awareness to reside in the present moment. Breathe out, relax, and release into this space. So we're alert and relaxed at the same time, aware of the balance. Now feel a connection to your heart, to your breath. Bring a tender awareness awareness to the breath and to the heart. On the inhalation, sense into the breath. Feel into the nourishment of the breath. And realize the breath literally nourishes our body and our minds, bringing oxygen into this body, and it sustains our life. Breathe in the nourishing breath. Breathe out and soften and relax into the moment. As you breathe, become aware of the state of your body and the quality of your mind. Just by being aware of this state, the mind, body, emotions, you're beginning the journey inward to know yourself better. And often the deepest healing occurs when you come to terms with the way things are. You just simply notice and acknowledge any patterns, any gripping, and rather than run away from it, just feel it, acknowledge it. Sometimes when we embrace our fear, we embrace our discomfort, we find a way through. We discover how to heal. Just acknowledge your current state of being without judgment or criticism. As you do this, you're creating space for your intuition and guidance to whisper to you what is needed in this moment. Keep on coming back to this place anytime you need guidance and intuition. And there could be positive, beautiful things like love and strength, calm and ease and acceptance. Breathe in whatever is nourishing, whatever you need. Breathe out, softening, releasing, letting be. Just settle into this natural, soothing rhythm. Listen to what your inner voice is telling you. What is that guidance telling you you need right now? Could be any time you sit with your breath, soften your mind, the answers will come up for you. Now feel as though there's a ray of sunshine shining down on the crown of your head, your face, your skin, entering into the body, into the cells and the tissues. Feel that warmth, that glow, that healing. Let your breath continue to be smooth and effortless. Feel the flow of air moving into your lungs and back out into the world. With each exhale, imagine you're releasing any negative thoughts that may be lingering in your mind. And if your mind wanders at any point, it's completely okay. It is the nature of the mind to wander. You simply bring your attention back to the breath. Notice how your thoughts come and go, whether positive or negative, and simply allow them to pass on by like clouds floating in the sky. And as you breathe in, allow yourself to open and receive your own compassion, kindness, and love. And let this love warm and permeate you from your heart center, filling the rest of the body. Feel a sense of comfort and calm traveling up through your chest into your neck, head, and shoulders, out through the arms and hands, down to your ribs, your belly, pelvis, legs, and feet. Allow a sensation of warmth to travel from the head to the toe. As you breathe here, know this love, this warmth, compassion, and kindness is always available for when you need it. Take this moment to acknowledge yourself for creating this space, this time, having the intention of doing this practice for your own well-being. This is an act of self-love, a beautiful opportunity to learn something new about yourself, tuning into your physical and emotional needs. Let self-love enable you to build a stronger relationship with yourself. And allow it to show up more fully in your life. And as you take a few deep breaths, soak in the experience that you've had during this session. And you can come back to this self-love practice whenever you need to create nourishment, compassion and care, kindness for yourself. A few moments of silence. So we gently come back to the breath, back to this present moment. Start to move the fingers, the toes, circle the wrists and ankles. Move the head from side to side. And if you're able, bring one knee and the other knee into the chest. Hold the knees with the hands and rock gently from side to side, massaging the back. This is a little difficult. You could put your feet onto your bolster and just move your knees from side to side, just getting a little movement back into the legs. Raise your hand up above onto the floor. Turn in the fetal position. Put your cheek on your upper arm. Use that as a pillow. As you're lying here, we just integrate and soften. Just soaking in the last few moments of our practice. And then very gently, we use our hands to push ourselves up to a very comfortable seated position, whatever that may be. Again, we have our hips heavy, spine is long, shoulders up, back and down. And we'll close with some pulling down the heavens. So we allow the hands to move to the side, feel a slight magnetic pull from the earth. We rise up, look up, gather the energy from the heavens, from the sky, shower it down, nourish ourselves, body, mind, and spirit. 2 more. Gather earth energy from the ether, from the environment, sky cascading, filling us. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Allow the flow to fall from the top to the bottom. And then we bring palm on palm, like a butterfly, to the heart center, bow our head in reverence of the practice today. The beautiful, nourishing self-care, compassion, kindness, and love we've given ourselves by breathing, moving, meditating. The love, the light, the joy, the beauty in me sees and honors the love, the light, the joy, and beauty in you. Thank you for practicing with me today. And so I suggest that if you can practice that relaxing breath, maybe once a day, maybe before you go to sleep at night, you could do 2, 3, 4 rounds. Don't do more than 4 rounds. If you do it 2 or 3 times, would be good. If you do it 4 or 5 times, it'd be even better. And then see how you feel. And next week you can come back and let me know if it made any difference. So this week for nourishing, we'll try and nourish ourselves throughout the whole week. So thank you so much. And thank you to everyone at home. And looking forward to next week, we'll be doing a heart opening session. So concentrating on bringing the energy from inside to out, outside to in, focusing on the heart space. And look forward to seeing you all then. Bye-bye. See you next week.